Hey everyone, how's it going? Cloud here, and welcome to my guide on part 2 of Recipe for Disaster, or aka Freeing the Mountain Dwarf subquest. So this guide is on a particular subquest of the Recipe for Disaster series. If you haven't started this quest off, you'll need to do part 1, which is assisting the cook's quest, which you'll find in the video description below. So you must make sure you've completed that first part before you're able to do this subquest. Also, if you'd like to see a full list of the requirements that you need to complete all of Recipe for Disaster, including all the subquests, you'll also find that in the part 1 video as well. But for the purpose of this guide, in this video I'll only be listing the requirements and items you need to complete this particular part of this Recipe for Disaster quest. So anyways, to start us off, so the quest that you need to free the Mountain Dwarf, you need to have completed, like I said, another Cook's Quest, which is part 1 of Recipe for Disaster, also Cook's Assistant, and the fishing contest. You'll also need to be able to kill a level 35 monster if you don't have ice gloves, which I'll talk about in a moment. So that's it for the requirements. Now onto the items. You'll need a series of coins, you'll need a pot of flour, an egg, a bucket of milk, a bowl of water, you'll need some normal gloves. Now ice gloves are the best, but other gloves will work fine too. Now ice gloves you obtain from completing the heroes quest, so if you did happen to keep hold of them, you can just go ahead and use them now. If you haven't got the ice gloves, don't worry too much, I'll help you through the guide regardless of whether you got them or not. You'll also need 4 Asgarnian Ales, but 2 more are recommended in case the dwarf sobers up during the quest, which I'll explain a bit further on. Now the pot of flour, the egg and the bucket of milk you can buy from the Coloromancer's chest, which you would have unlocked from completing part 1 of Recipe for Disaster, and that chest is found in the basement underneath the kitchen, so that'll probably make it easier to obtain them from there. Also the bowl of water, you can just take a bowl on the table next to the cook and fill that up with the sink. So the only items you really need to sort of go out and obtain are some gloves and the Asgarnian Ales. The Asgarnian Ales we will be obtaining during the quest, so you don't have to worry about having them right at the very beginning, but obviously I'm just listing them so you know what the items are you need. So that's it for the requirements and items. Now onto the quest starting point. So we're in the Lumbridge Castle Banquet Hall, which you all know how to get to following on from part 1 of the Recipe for Disaster quest, and obviously this will be the quest start point for all the other subquests as well. So anyway, to begin with this part of freeing the Mountain Dwarf, what you need to do is inspect the Mountain Dwarf in the Banquet Hall in Lumbridge Castle, and Gypsy Arif will tell you to find his father in the mountain tunnel that he guards, and that rock cakes are the key to protecting the dwarf. Now to start off, we're going to go to Falador, so what you need to do is teleport to the Falador Lodestone via the Lodestone network. From here we're then going to head to the Rising Sun Inn, which is east of the West Bank, and will be a short distance from where we teleported to the Lodestone. When you're there, you want to talk to Emily and ask her what she can tell you about dwarfs and ale. She will offer to tell you the secret recipe for Asgarnian Ale for the price of 200 coins. If you have an activated Ring of Karos, you can have it for free. Either way, after paying out or using the Ring of Karos, she will tell you that you need to add a gold coin to an Asgarnian Ale, which will then turn it into an Asgarnian Ale. So while you're here, if you don't have them already, you need to buy some Asgarnian Ale. So I would buy 5 of them just to be safe, and then what you need to do, if you withdraw 5 coins from your money pouch and then add a coin to each ale, it will turn it into an Asgarnian one. So once you have the Asgarnian Ales ready, we're now going to head to the tunnel, which can be located underneath White Wolf Mountain, and the easiest way to get there is to teleport to the Taverley Lodestone via the Lodestone network. So once you arrive in the Taverley Lodestone, head north slightly and you should see a tunnel entrance with a guard standing outside, and this is what you unlock from completing the fishing contest quest, hence the requirement. So go under into the tunnel and walk round to like a bar-like area, and you want to look for an old dwarf who will be later named Rohak. So you want to talk to him, and he'll refuse to give his recipe for dwarven rock cake to you, but he will mention the Rising Sun Inn. So what you need to do now is start giving him the Asgarnian Ales and quickly going through the dialogue as it comes up. And what you should do, as you give him each Asgarnian Ale, he should get slightly more drunk. Now he will not help you if you don't give him all of the Asgarnian ales in a very sort of short period of time, so you want to make sure you do this bit quite quickly and make sure you don't accidentally try and drink them. I'm not sure if it lets you or not, but just make sure you're right clicking to be safe. You'll know you've done it correctly when there's a brief fade out accompanied by the statement "several beers later." Now after he's sufficiently drunk, he will agree to make you a rock cake. It is however possible to fail, so use your 5th ale on him quickly after the fade out so he doesn't sober up. Once he's drunk enough, you'll want to give him 100 coins and then give him your bucket of milk, egg, flour and bowl of water, and make sure you're wearing your gloves. Rohak will then bake the rock cake and place it on the table, and you want to pick it up while wearing gloves. You want to be quick though, because the rock cake will disappear quickly if you're not fast enough. If you do happen to not be fast enough to pick up the rock cake, you'll need to obtain the ingredients again for another rock cake. Now when you take the rock cake, it will still be very hot, so you need to cool the rock cake down before you can give it to the dwarf back in Lumbridge. Now there's 3 ways to cool down the rock cake. Now the first of is if you have ice gloves. So when you wear ice gloves and you pick up the rock cake, it will instantly cool. So what you'll need to do, if you do have the ice gloves with you, you just need to equip them. If you then drop the cake and then obviously while wearing the ice gloves pick the rock cake back up, it will automatically cool it. But like I said, you need the you only have the ice gloves if you completed the hero's quest and you've also obviously kept them. So if you haven't done that, the other option you've got is if you go to Ice Mountain, which is located just next to the Edgeville Lodestone, and kill an ice fiend. The ice fiend will then cool your rock cake with their breath after you kill them, so that will also cool it down. And then finally, if you I don't think anyone will resort to this method, but if you don't have ice gloves and you can't be bothered to kill an ice fiend, you can leave your rock cake in your bank for 4 hours and then it will cool down on its own. But I don't think any of you are going to worry about doing that, so you've either got the ice gloves option or you've got the kill the ice fiend option. But either way, once you have the cool down rock cake, we're going to return to the Lumbridge Castle banquet hall to give it to the dwarf to finish this subquest. So when you're in the banquet hall, make sure you right click the rock cake to use it on the mountain dwarf so you don't eat it, and once you've done that, Gypsy Aris will teleport him outside the banquet hall and it will come up, "Congratulations, you've saved the mountain dwarf. You're awarded 1 quest point, 1000 slayer and cooker experience, further access to the Coloramancer's chest, 2 treasure hunter keys and 2 arts of ice." So there we go, that's the second part of Recipe for Disaster done and the subquest completed. That will now remain obviously all the other subquests to complete. And like I said, you can do them in any order, so maybe you're doing this one last. There's no rule on what order you do it in. So if you look in the video description below, I have links for all the other subquests or guides for them once they're obviously available and made. So any other subquests that you need to complete, obviously feel free to watch the relevant guides below. But obviously with this particular subquest, if you do run into any problems at all, then feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below and I'll help you out as best I can. But if not, thank you for watching. Please make sure you like, favourite, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to share with your friends. Cheers guys, and I'll see you in another part of Recipe for Disaster. Bye for now.